NBC's Ryan Nobles has the very latest from Capitol Hill. Ryan, some real fireworks there, and we don't usually hear Speaker McCarthy get that fired up, quite frankly. You could hear the frustration in his voice after these two votes failed. What happened here that we are at a place where the House is now going home, which makes a shutdown look increasingly likely? What happened?
Well, first of all, Kristen, we are talking to some members that are suggesting that perhaps they're going to find a way to stay here this weekend because of the situation that we find ourselves in, although there are other members of Congress who already seem to be on their way out of town. So, we're in this position basically because there is a group of roughly 5 to 10 conservative Republicans who just will not pass a continuing resolution. And as a result, they are then holding hostage every other piece of legislation that the Congress is trying to get over the finish line, including this defense appropriations bill, the spending bill to fund the Department of Defense, which is loaded with conservative, almost culture war issues that really have no hope of passing the Senate. It's a very conservative bill, but because they're concerned about the other spending bills, these House conservatives have basically paralyzed all the work in the House of Representatives. Here's what a smattering of them said today about the reason that they're holding everything up.
They can't count. That's what it means. As I said, we are completely dysfunctional, and folks are going to have to start realizing that in our conference, and they're going to have to take this stuff serious because they're obviously not. And there's been promises made and promises that weren't kept, and there's some people upset about it.
Until they're able to meet my red lines, they're not going to have my vote. As far as the CR, we had an over 2-hour meeting, and what I heard in the meeting is there were 7 or 8 people that were a no on it, and so to me it's dead in the water unless they change something.
So to put this in plain English, Kristen, in order to move the continuing resolution, which would keep the government open past September 30th, but only for a short period of time, Kevin McCarthy needs to come up with a bill that 218 Republicans will vote for, because he's not going to get any Democratic bill for the type of bill Republicans would support. At this point, he does not have those votes, and as a result, nothing is happening.
Ryan, just to, again, put this into, as you say, plain English for our viewers, he has tried to offer them a number of carrots, border security. He's tried to lower the top line number. I mean, is there anything here? Is there anything left that he has in his toolkit to try to take out at this point to get members on the same page?
If there were, Kristen, I think he would have employed it by now, and I think that is why you are starting to see this new level of frustration, public frustration, from these moderates like Mike Lawler, who you played sound from earlier, who have, for the most part, have allowed McCarthy to basically play footsie with these House conservatives, just basically to get the ball moved down the field until they can get to a place where they can have substantive conversations with Democrats. Well, it seems as though every time he gives them what they want, they ask for more. The goalposts keep changing, to put as many sports metaphors as I can into this conversation. And that has got to be a situation where Kevin McCarthy just doesn't know what else to do. But the one thing we haven't talked about, Kristen, which is the reason perhaps why all this is happening, is that cloud of the potential motion to vacate, that move that any one member of Congress can put out the floor that would put his speakership in danger. That is why he has to capitulate to these House conservatives, and that's probably the reason we're in the situation we are in right now.
Ryan Nobles, fantastic reporting as always, as the government shutdown looks increasingly likely with each passing day. We appreciate your great reporting.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.